as soon as I hit to go live, I realized we're like 3 episodes behind again because of me.
Oh, yeah, on uploads, right?
Whoops.
We'll catch up eventually.
I have such a bad memory. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's okay.
Yeah. I need to remember it when I'm actually watching the episodes for the week because I can just like upload one in the background.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'd always be a week behind though.
Yeah, true.
Alright. Though, it's Shenanimegans. Back again.
Yes, it is. Again.
Season 8, Episode 5.
Yeah, we're almost halfway. Almost.
Like, one episode is like sort of halfway because it's like 13, so like an episode to 2 episodes.
Yeah, true.
Once we're halfway through episode 7, we're halfway.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Alright.
So, yeah.
Introductions.
So, oh, yeah, introductions, right. Yeah, I'm Lastly.
And I'm Sasam.
Yeah. We'll get good at this podcasting someday.
It's almost been 2 years. I don't think so.
Oh, well.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We'll just drastically change how the podcast works. And then we'll be good at it. We're gonna make a podcast where we talk about bees.
Yeah.
And it'll all be in the form of bees buzzing each week.
Yeah. Sounds great. Can't wait.
Great. And it'll all be acted out by puppets. I'm still on that puppet thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm.
So there's
So, yeah.
no bees this week. Bee season unfortunately ended. We have to wait until next October for more bees and more ruby. But we do have some news coming out of the ruby sphere. That's
Yeah,
a
that's
terrible
right.
name for that. I'm not calling
Yeah,
it the
that
ruby sphere
is.
again. Vic has been fired from Ruby.
Yeah.
Yay! God.
Yeah.
So, if anyone hasn't been aware, there has been call out posts once again. There's been call out posts for like over a decade about Vic, but they've come to light again, and people had videos of him rubbing
Yeah.
up on underage girls, and that's all I need to say on that. So he's been
Yeah.
getting canned from multiple cons, canned from cons. I like the alliteration. Um, and Ruby fired him as well, which like, hey, bless up, let's go.
Yeah.
Uh, I know some people already talked about who they might get to replace him, and I saw some people talk about Axel's voice actor from Kingdom Hearts,
Oh.
because honestly, his voice does sort of have that sort of menacing dark. He just would need to be able to go more gruff, or maybe not even go gruff and just be like, "Well, I stopped chugging whiskey every day. Throat
Yeah.
feels a lot better."
Yeah.
My Twitter's just been up on the screen the whole time. We're so good at this podcast
Yeah.
thing. Oh no.
That's okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know that I have much to say about this Vic stuff. I literally didn't know who he was before all this stuff started happening in the
Yeah,
past week or so.
he voices Crow Branwyn in
Hmm.
Ruby. Yeah, no, he's a voice actor who's been around forever. I think he voiced Edward Elric.
Yeah. Edward Elric in Full Alchemist, Tamaki in Orin High School Host Club.
Hmm.
Oh, he's Brawly in Dragon Ball Super Brawly.
Yeah, I can say,
Yeah.
like, it's been known for a long time. It's been the most open secret of the industry and of fandom. People have been saying for years he's been doing this, and no one took it seriously. Some of the voice
Yeah.
actors did. I'm not gonna name names because it could get them in trouble, but I've been to some cons where he's been put on blast a few times, both for the gross things he has done with underage girls and also for being extremely homophobic as well. So, yeah, he doesn't like the gays. So,
Yeah. Oh.
thank God he's gone.
Hmm.
There's already people making petitions to rehire him and getting offended. The only people who are going to be offended of a guy who there is video proof of him rubbing up on underage girls are creeps. We
Yeah.
don't need them in the fandom, and I'm auto-hosting Maxi again. Um,
Yeah.
why does it do that?
I think you might have to refresh your Twitch page
Maybe.
because that happened to me too. And I think hosting is just glitchy because Twitch is a good website.
I need to just turn off auto-host. I
Oh,
just need
yeah,
to
could
turn
do
it
that.
off. But yeah, so that's the Ruby news.
Hmm.
Hooray!
Yeah.
I am pretty curious who they're gonna get to replace him. They have like a whole year to do it, so
Yeah, I got plenty of time.
they're not rushed into doing a bunch of reshoots or anything.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah.
we're gonna get so much hate for this. It'll be our
Oh, no.
second time getting hate.
Awesome.
We got hate like once in the first season, and do you know how you get rid of hate? You just don't respond to it. Like I think it's still
Yeah.
sitting in my in one of my Tumblr inboxes. Like,
Mm.
yikes! You just
Mm.
don't publish it, and
Yeah.
it goes away because people don't give a shit if you're not gonna give them their second of fame
Hmm.
or react to it. So
Yeah. So yeah. Our other piece of news said Yen Press announced a bunch of things, a handful of licenses, 8 new things. And when I look through these, most of them I don't think I care about.
no, they're pretty much all isekai light novel. There's one about a mom,
Hmm.
which I don't want to know about. There's a Sword Oratoria thing, Moedan
An art
Machi.
book.
Oh, art
Yeah.
book's actually pretty cool. I might like that. Even for
Yeah.
series I don't read, art books are usually pretty cool. Seeing stuff.
Hmm.
We have an Overlord anthology, which I don't care about Overlord at all, but there's this demon girl with a really big smug smile, and she has a body pillow of the skeleton dude, and I love her already, but I don't care at all about the show, and I'll never watch it, so who cares?
Yeah.
No offense, I'm sure it's really good, and a lot of people like it. Like, it's on its 3rd season, so look at all those cute maids. It's just, I've got too much to watch already, and I know isekai's not my jam.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, some of it is, but that kind of. We have more isekai, reborn as a Fenrir, reborn
it's
as a
polar
polar
bear.
bear. Yeah, we had a. Oh no, they're saying they had one as a Fenrir a while back. So they're more. Got polar
Mhm.
bear reincarnation. It's just Kumamiko, but okay, it's probably better than Kumamiko. I'm sorry for giving you that comparison. Next up we have the
Yeah.
Genius Prince's Guide to Raising a Nation Out of Debt. Hey,
This
how
actually sounds
about
like-
treason for the nickname? Wait a second.
This sounds like mildly interesting. It's about a prince who needs to get his country out of debt, so he just like sells out.
Commits treason, sells out. See, I would be more
Yeah.
interested if they didn't have the cute arm candy girl sitting on his lap
Yeah.
in a sexual pose. That's
Yeah, that's the thing. The, like that one sentence pitch sounds all right, but then the cover is like, oh no, never mind.
yeah.
it. Yeah,
His face is
And
punchable
s-
too. This thing actually
yeah.
seems somewhat interesting. It's like the
yeah.
only one I'd be somewhat interested in. The Thundercloud Inn.
The Phantom Tales of the Night. That's what
Yeah.
it's called by Matsuri.
It's an inn that opens its doors to troubled masses, but it takes permanent in the form of one's deepest secrets.
Yeah, that does sound really cool.
Yeah, it's like people's dark secrets. Probably it's like different stories being told, like an anthology based on them or something.
Yeah.
Next up we have Sci-Fi Soldier, like the most generic isekai we've seen 100 times before, versus Magical Girls, the Romeo Juliet knockoff.
Hmm.
That's literally it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got combatants will be dispatched. So this one might be funny because it's by the author of Konosuba, which is funny. But I
Mhm.
also feel it looks like it might just be using the same sort of scenario of bored, kind of not the best, kind of a shitty guy with a bunch
Yeah.
of women who are quirky around him for comedy. Like it feels like it looks interesting, and it's the exact opposite. He's like planning an invasion of a fantasy
Mhm.
world, an interstellar one, so it's like sci-fi into like fantasy, but it's like it feels like they're using the same formula, so I don't know if it's actually going to be fresh at all. And I don't like the main guy's design.
Yeah.
Or the main girls, actually. They look really... Like, it all just looks really bland.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, because Konosuba's, like, cover art is really not. Let me find... Like, stuff immediately pops in, like, the Konosuba light novels, which I can't even find. I'm getting, like, other stuff. Like... Gang This Wonderful World with Blessings? Is this a spin-off? No, that's Konosuba, just fully translated, volume 10. But like, everything's really colorful, right? Character designs stand out. It doesn't really look super bland. They have more emotion on their face. That might just be because different artists, but it's like...
Yeah.
No offense, you should have gotten this artist again, probably. I don't know. It just... Maybe it's the same artist even. I don't know. For whatever reason, it just looks kind of bland to me.
Yeah, it does.
Like... Maybe the guy just can't draw anything but fantasy, so his sci-fi stuff is just super generic looking.
Yeah. That main character dude is just like the most generic looking isekai protagonist ever.
Here's your self-insert. I hope you have brown hair and brown eyes.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't have either. I can't self-insert. The series is ruined for me. Also, not a dude, so that doesn't help either. Where's my female-led isekai? Why won't anyone publish Kuma 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 Bear? I think that's what it's called. It's the one where the girl gets brought into like a game world, but she's in like a bear onesie that gives her overpowered stats, but when she doesn't wear it, or like the bear fish, she's just her regular like teenage self who can't do shit. So she travels around as this OP like bear onesie fighter person. It's utterly absurd, but that's part of what makes it fun. And it's a female-led isekai, so it's not 100% just harem. I'm super lecherous and want to touch all the girls. It's not like constantly that, which is super refreshing. Yeah. Oh yes, there's also the spider one. Thank you, geek. The spider one, which I just got actually, which I need to read still, is also female-led, but she gets reincarnated as a spider. And it's like an RPG. Like, everyone always like, oh, I'm in the RPG world. I'm gonna fight. Like, right? Like, I got super OP weapons. Instead, it's like, I'm in an RPG world. Wait, shit, I'm a spider now. I'm just a little spider. What do I do? It's very different and neat. And because it's also, oh, I'm a spider now, it's not just, like, overly gratuitous, like, sexual shots of her because she's a spider, so...
Yeah.
Ooh, that sexy thorax and those delectable mandibles.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, that's basically it for news this week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out last Tuesday. For anyone who is playing that or wants to, there's that release.
Oh yeah.
I'm only partly in. I need to beat that still.
Yeah. I don't know, I hear it's pretty long, so take your time.
I've heard mixed stuff, and that's why I want to finish it, so I can stop hearing stuff before I get spoiled any more than I have. I've had to unfollow people, like, straight up. I'm gonna follow some of them back after, like Punchy, but it's like, I don't have time to beat this already. I don't want to see your hot takes until after. I'm sorry. So other than Kingdom Hearts 3, what kind of anime stuff you been doing this week? American comics. Uh,
Oh,
so
nice.
so I read some Titans, which is like there's Teen Titans and Titans right now. Titans are like the Teen Titans grown up, and then the Teen
Okay.
Titans is like the actual Teen Titans. So there's two Titans teams right now. So I heard the
Oh, okay.
Titans line is ending, so they're probably gonna merge back or something. So I'm
Huh.
uh probably be combining those or something. But yeah,
Mhm.
it started getting into that, so that's interesting because I'm a big fan of Teen Titans. Yay! Um, watch some more Young Justice. Got spoiled for some Young Justice season 3 stuff. Boy,
Ah.
when they got out of like Cartoon Network or whatever they were with,
Mhm.
like Nickelodeon or whatever, and got with Netflix, they got real dark. Like they were dark before, but it's like a character has a fever dream about the old team he was on, basically. Like singing about how they're all off to go on a mission and go die. Like
Oh.
happily,
Jeez.
like he's all like crying, like, "Oh, I've missed you." It's like, "Sorry, your mom died." It's like, "Yes,
Yeah.
I will be your new mom, adopted mom, and I will be the best mom I can right after I go on this mission and die." And it's like, "Wait, no, what?" It's weird. It's wild. God.
Yeah. Oof.
And it's not available in Canada yet. God damn it. That's why I'm getting spoiled for it so much. I mean, I'm not caught up
Oh.
anyways, but I also found out a character I really like shows up in it. Spoiler, Harper Row shows up, who hasn't shown up in the comics in over 500 days. So
Oh.
them showing up gives me hope that someone might bring him back soon.
Hmm.
And also, Tara is showing up in it, and the rumors are the last episode of the season is going to be named Nevermore. That's the rumor. Don't know if it's true.
Mm.
But generally, Nevermore means Raven, so another of my
Yeah.
favorite characters from DC.
Cool.
Hopefully they all show up. I don't know. Besides that, um, reading some old sci-fi that's not very good. I'm reading
Nice.
Circe, the fantasy novel about Greek mythology.
Okay.
Content warning for that. I bought it
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, it's about Greek mythology. That's cool. Start reading. Alright, Greek mythology.
Super
That's a
problematic.
lot. That's a lot of mentions of incest and bestiality and rape.
Yep.
So content warnings for all of that, because it
Mhm.
is like a number one top selling fantasy. It won a bunch of awards, so I know a lot of people do want to get into it, but please be warned, it is very truthful to how many Greek myths go.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oof.
I'm about halfway through that. And then I started reading Jackie Chan's autobiography.
Oh. Cool.
It's very interesting, and I really like the way he's not afraid to talk about how shitty he was when he was younger. Like he was pretty shitty when he was younger, apparently. But he's
Yeah.
candid about it and he's open about that, and I think that's really good because most people won't talk about that stuff. But the fact that he will and he'll address it makes a
Mhm.
really good he's a really good example of you can come from a bad place and being bad, but you can grow and learn from it and become like a better person. Like just
Yeah.
because you're a bad person once doesn't mean you can't grow to be better. You just have to work at it. And right now people seem to forget that. It's like
Mhm.
you make one mistake 7 years later, it's back to haunt you. It's like no, 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 no. Like
Mhm.
there's a difference between mistakes and being a monster like Vic. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it's really interesting because there's a ton of stuff I didn't know about him. I'm getting to learn more about, his career back in Hong Kong before he came over to North America and got
Mhm.
super popular here, which I didn't know much about, so that's fun. Besides that, playing Kingdom Hearts 3, I am 5 hours in and I'm only on like the second world.
Mhm.
There's so many hidden collectibles I just waste time searching for.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was watching someone play, and there seemed like a ton of stuff to
yeah.
have to go back and find.
There's like treasure chests, there's like hidden emblems, there's you want
Mhm.
to get ingredients for the cooking mini game. It's like So much.
Yeah.
So much. Besides that, though, I did read some manga.
Oh yeah.
There were some new translated chapters of Inugami-san to Nekoyama-san,
Mm-hmm.
which I adore. So good.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's such a cute thing.
yeah, I enjoyed that. And then I read volume 4 of Inspector, which this didn't
Okay.
update. Means up to chapter 8. They're still not done the first arc. Volume 5, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But it's I enjoy it, but it's starting to have some more. It definitely had some issues.
Oh yeah.
Plays up a lot of comedy about the one girl just like not wanting the guy to say no to anything.
Mm-hmm.
He does anyways, and it's supposed to be like comedy, but after a while it does start to get like, yeah, this joke is old and kind of creepy now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's no good.
but I still like the series. It's just like that part's always ugh. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not often we get a disabled female lead as a main character.
Yeah.
I still really like how they treat her. Like, there's like a scene in the volume where she's like laying around trying to like figure something out, and she just has her fake eye and leg off. And it's like, oh, someone else is coming. Wait, let me put them on first because I like don't want to show that in front of
Mm-hmm.
them. And it's like, it's really subtle how they do it, but feels human, which
Cool.
is yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of suicidal
Mm.
mentions and stuff in it too, though, because two characters are immortal, but when they die, they can see the future and try to change it a bit. So it's like,
Oh.
if you kill yourself and come back a bunch, you can abuse that.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. It's an interesting concept, but if you're not okay with that kind of imagery, there's a lot of that imagery in it. So,
Oh. Okay.
warnings on that. Didn't realize how much in Volume 4 it starts picking up because uh, the first one introduced up to that point doesn't really do it on purpose, but the other one is like specifically abusing it for reasons, and
Oh.
whew, some of those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
I'm still having fun with it. I got 4 more volumes on my shelf to get through. I have so much manga I'm so far behind on. Why am I buying stuff?
Yeah.
Same with games and graphic novels and anime. I need to stop buying new content and just buy what I have, but it's like, oh, had a bad day, let's go on Kobo and buy like a bunch of books that are on sale for $3.
Yeah.
I've had my e-reader for like, since Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
which is where I got the Jackie Chan book, right? Let me just,
Oh yeah.
my books. Oh, let's see. Unread, 32.
Nice.
And it's like, sure, all of those are around $1 to $3, but that adds up.
Mm-hmm.
That adds up to quite a bit after a while because I can't stop buying. I need to stop.
Mm.
Some of those are free ebooks too. They're not all bought, but
Yeah.
it's still like I have too much to read right now. I
Yeah.
don't need to buy more.
Uh,
So
get around to it all someday.
I'm working on the system where I will only buy new stuff for like a series I'm caught up on and really into and want to read the next, or
Mm-hmm.
that I've already read like online and it finishes my collection or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the last volume of Voynich Hotel comes out on the 12th, I think.
Oh yeah, that should be out soon.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered that and that'll come, and that's the last volume, and that finishes that
Cool.
collection. But yeah, yeah, that's about it for me right now.
Cool. Oh, I did some reading this week actually. So I had some manga to catch up on. First off, I did The Girl from the Other Side. So I had volume 5 of that. That is still just so good. I love the art that a whole lot. And they're working more through the plot and revealing more things about the nature of the world, and it's very, very cool. I like it so much. and it's made me really excited for Magabe's other series
Mm.
to get brought over this year, the Wizarding Wisdom, whatever that series is called.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I saw you posting screenshots from it. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, I really need to buy more volumes.
yeah. Oh, it's so good. And the art's so pretty. There's like, I kind of want there to be an anime adaptation of this, but I don't think the vast majority of people will be able to like faithfully recreate that art style. Like the black and white of the manga is just so integral to what that series looks like.
See,
It would be so hard to do that in
yeah,
motion, you know.
I feel the same about like Land of the Lustrous. I love the anime
Hmm.
adaptation, but I definitely think the manga is a lot stronger in conveying its tone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the imagery in Land of the Lustrous in the anime, while it's beautiful and really fantastic CG, it's also kind of generic and bland at times.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
really pretty generic, but it's still kind of generic. And yeah,
Mm.
it's like we've seen what was the adaptation?
Mm.
Junji Ito collection.
Oh yeah.
I have a worry it would go that way because they're kind of similar in style almost, like the dark,
Mm.
twisty. Like it's not the
Kinda.
exact same, but like it gives off a
Yeah.
similar feel almost. Where
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would say whoever did Land of the or not Land of the Lustrous, Children of the Whale,
Mm.
like because their backgrounds I think are a style that would fit this really well. The stuff we always see in the background of that show.
Mm. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. That's very watercolory. So yeah,
Yeah.
it could maybe. But yeah. Uh, the other thing I caught up on reading on was Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka.
I also saw
Like,
those screenshots.
yeah. Yeah, that's I really like how, with no context, that show or that series is utterly ridiculous. Like a magical girl with a magic motorcycle, mafia wizards.
Fucking
Oh,
the fucking mafia wizards again.
yeah. Oh, and it's got me. I actually reread all the volumes because there's only 4 volumes out right now. So I reread the first 3 and then read the 4th one for the first time. And so I've got been drawing a lot of comparisons with the adaptation, and it's like the manga does a much better job of like showing the girls as they're coping with their various traumas. And like the show shows it a little bit, but the manga goes a lot deeper on that. And there's some really good scenes that they didn't include in the show that I think they're kind of missed out on. But then also the manga has a lot more graphic violence in it. It's a lot more in detail with like torture scenes and stuff. So,
Ooh,
mhm.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see more of that show though, because I realize that the show is doing like almost 1 book per episode. Because I think in the first 4 episodes, it was like almost to the end of volume 3. It was, so they've been adapting at a really fast rate, which makes sense with just the number of things that happen in each episode. But yeah, that's a cool show. I feel like it's kind of teetering on this edge where at any moment they might mess something up and be really insensitive and bad and just be one of those hyper violent shows for the sake of it,
Mm,
or maybe they'll like suddenly like really nail something really well and it'll be fantastic. But right now it's just so like in the middle. I don't know. I want it to be really good, and I think it's pretty good right now, but I want it to be really good. And then speaking of really good shows, the new episode of Promised Neverland is extremely good. Because
yeah.
yeah, yeah, I feel like I ask you this every week, but I don't remember how far in you are. This I think you're pretty far in with like reading it, right?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm where just slightly after Crone gets introduced.
oh, okay. So you don't even know what happens in this episode then.
Well, I know what happens to Crone, so probably I know what happens to.
Mm. Oh, do you know about the rope then with Norman and hiding the rope
uh,
and what comes from that?
Probably not. I
Mm,
read to right where uh, Crone is introduced, and then I found out what happened to Crone, but not how or
okay.
what was in between. So
Okay. Yeah, because there's a really good reveal at the very end of the fourth episode,
yeah, I need to
and
watch.
it's made me think that this show is going to be one of those things that like I should really go back through and rewatch it all after it's done.
Mm,
Because with these sort of twists, you can like I actually watched a video about the thing in this episode, and it was like going back through the first three episodes and being like, look, at this point they're doing this, and it's
mm,
like kind of foreshadowing, and it's like, oh, just really a good attention to detail of making sure it all makes sense,
yeah.
and that's yeah, making sure the reveal feels really good. So yeah, oh, that show's real good. Then I also watched the new episode of Mysteria Friends, which it continues to be mediocre. This show was, or this episode was less garbage, but it's still just like tropey and fan servicey, and there's kind of nothing to it. But I keep watching it, so I don't know. It's at least good enough for that.
Have
Yeah.
have you watched any more Kamari Kusa?
No, I watched up to the third episode, I think, and
Mm,
then I dropped it because I was watching an episode. I don't remember which one it was, three or four, and I was like, I'm just bored. There's
bland,
nothing interesting here. Yeah,
bland boy,
yeah, pretty much.
bland boy. Yeah, that was like
Mm,
the only ongoing show I started, and I didn't stick with it at all.
yeah,
There's so much I need to watch. Yikes.
yeah. Well, to be fair, I would say this is kind of a weak season. Like, I don't think there's any really standout hits. Like, oh, you need to be watching this. Like, maybe Promised Neverland.
I always forget what's
Yeah,
going on this season.
yeah.
Yeah, Promised Neverland. What
Mm.
about Dororo?
Yeah, Dororo's pretty good.
Oh
I'm
wait,
enjoying Dororo.
I need to watch Mob Psycho 100 too. That I need to watch because the first season
Oh,
was fantastic.
yeah.
That's probably. Season 2 of Kakaguri is also going. I forgot about that. It's all sequels. This is the sequel season, but I've
Yeah.
watched a bunch of the originals, so I like should watch.
Yeah. Oh, and I watched the new episode of Magnificent Kotobuki, which is still good. I don't really have anything to say about it other than that. It's just good.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and the weekly Rooster Teeth check-in of I watched the new episode of Genlock, which that show is pretty good.
I need to watch that still.
Yeah.
The first episode, the pilot is like 40 minutes, and I can't get myself to sit down for 40 minutes, so I just
Yeah.
haven't. I can't even get myself to sit down to watch a 20-minute show half the time.
Mm,
So
yeah. Well, the episodes after that one are shorter, so at least there's that.
have you seen this Kawasu Labo show I
Nope,
just
never
found by
heard of it.
accident? It's a bunch of otters. I need to send this to Techie.
Yeah. Cool.
It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of all I've been watching this week. Uh, so yeah.
Yeah. It's been a week.
Yeah.
One day I'll
So,
watch
yeah.
anime again, I swear.
Someday.
One day. Over the
Yeah.
rainbow.
There is some anime you've been watching though, because we have a book club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only anime I'm watching.
Yeah. So we'll start with Children of the Whales this week.
Alright.
All right. So yeah, this episode has all kinds of questions, but I'm not sure they're good questions to be having.
I have
It's just-
one question.
Yeah. Okay.
When the boat rocks and the wave
Yeah.
goes by, was that animated by the bear team or the berserk team? Which team? Which team did it?
Oh. Oof.
Oh,
I don't know.
I felt so bad. Like I've been praising the animation every episode, and then we get to that scene. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah, that-
fuck?
Yeah,
Where'd
that
the
CG
budget
was
go?
real bad.
Yeah, even on the. No offense, the CG on the news wasn't very good.
Yeah.
They like put a weird lens over it to like pull this like distort the edges, and it just didn't work. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've loved the animation this whole episode, like this whole show, and then I watched this episode. I'm like, oh God, what are you
Ooh.
doing?
Yeah. Wasn't
Sorry,
great.
sorry, I was so upset watching this episode because I
Yeah.
love this series so much from the manga. It's just like, oh God, that's ugly.
Yeah.
It's that middle season slump.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they finally explicitly explained what the squid thing in the rocking chair is. It's a noose, which is a like race of things, and its name is Felena, which explains why the girl kept saying Felena over and over.
Mhm.
They hadn't like actually explained that before, and then they're like, "Oh, the reason they wanted to destroy it is that Felena doesn't eat emotions, so everyone on this whale still has emotions, and therefore people want to sink it." Because they don't want the other countries to get Felena
Well,
because of reasons.
they specifically chose to keep their emotions. It stated they didn't want to lose their emotions, which the rest of the country wanted to. So that's kind of like treason, I guess. I guess it's not really explained more in depth to my memory, but that's how I
Mm-hmm.
interpreted it.
Mm.
Because that's a very reasonable thing. Like, no emotion, cold logic. You wouldn't go, let's murder all these people for wanting emotions. How is that logical? I don't know.
Yeah. I I think a lot of times when like the whole having no emotions thing gets used as a plot device, just in general, I think it doesn't work very well because like that's like they almost it almost always ends up that the character that supposedly has no emotions ends up having emotional reactions to things. It's just usually negative. So, but yeah, I don't know. This is what a weird thing.
I do think on that point they might explain a bit more about it, and not really. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not far enough into the manga to know, but I do have some theories about it, which do require a few more spoilers. So
Okay.
we've got to
Well,
keep going a few more episodes.
yeah, we'll hold off on those for now then.
Hmm.
Yeah. And there was some new reveals on new things to be questioned.
Yeah.
Episode 2. Because there was the dude with the eye patch. His eye patch fell off. And it's all weird. He's got the Shenanigan eye, I guess. It was... He was talking about a curse.
Hmm.
And my theory is that the Timea is a curse and that the mainland people just have like a better version of Timea where they don't die really young or something. Maybe that's what he's talking about, because I don't know. Because I couldn't think of anything else. And it's weird that he seems to be the only one with the weird eye thing going on. So I don't know what's up with him. And
Uh,
there's also
I
yeah.
think I can say one thing they've said already that's not a spoiler on that. Uh,
Okay.
the Thymia, they say, affects you as you get older, and he seems like he's the oldest Thymia user, so that might be why. But that's my theory.
Mm,
I'm not a. I don't think I've seen it explained at all. That was just my theory on it.
okay.
Because I'm actually not too far ahead of where we are right now. Maybe like 2 episodes or 3.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. And then there was the other thing with the girl whose name I don't remember, who showed Chakaro's visions in the last episode. She was with the Felena, and then she sprouted wings and absorbed into the Felena thing, I guess to heal it,
Mhm.
probably.
Mhm.
And then she kind of showed up at the end again and sprouted wings again. That was real weird.
That was a spot on conclusion.
Yep.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on with her. I don't even have a good theory for that.
Oh,
It's just bizarre.
there was one line before she gets absorbed. She calls it Mama.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She
So,
called it
so
Mama.
I guess the theory is she's a baby noose.
Mm.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
maybe not a noose, but some kind of weird creature born from it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who the
So
fuck knows?
I was thinking last week maybe she was like possessed by it or being used as like a puppet or something. Just calling it Mama. That might be something similar going on there. Like it's taking control of her some way.
Yeah, that's possible. I never thought of that.
Mm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the only other thing I have for this episode is that I bet Suo is going to be a terrible mayor. He doesn't seem capable at all.
Well,
Between this episode and stuff in the last episode, he doesn't seem like he's cut out for the job.
that's why he has the 4 advisors who
Yeah.
even tell him he's going to be a terrible.
Yeah. So yeah. I figured it'll probably be he's a terrible mayor. Then Chuck, Rowe, and friends are gonna come in and save the day every time he can't make a decision or whatever. Or every time he can't save the people.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was a... we found out a lot this episode, and also just got a lot more questions.
We do learn one important thing at the end of this episode, though.
Oh? What
They're
was
coming
it?
back to attack in 4 days.
Oh, yeah.
And they're gonna fight back.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah, great.
Oh, that's gonna be...
Yeah. I'm sure it'll go great.
yeah.
No one will die.
No one at all.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So, yeah. Looking forward to next week's episode, then. Except, I imagine next episode is when they'll come back and fight again.
Yeah. The past 2 episodes of the show have basically just been, fuck old people, don't trust anyone over the age of 20. Like,
Pretty
or
much.
anyone over the age of 30 or whatever. Whenever the time kills you off, it's like, don't trust anyone older.
Yeah. So, yeah. Should we move on to Akka, then?
Alright. So,
Alright.
Akka, there was some stuff I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. It's good stuff for this episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it all. I need to take notes for a show like this. So,
Yeah.
first off, bread is very important.
Oh. Well, it's delicious.
I absolutely love that the stupid prince's bodyguard gets obsessed with bread, and the cop who's also trailing her ends up befriending him over bread, and that leads him to end up doing his mission correctly anyways and meet her and be like, oh, she likes bread. It's such a weird but stupid, like, minor plot line going on, and I love it.
Yeah.
We're bread friends. I want to rewatch Panda Piece, that anime.
Oh, yeah. Bread buddies.
Bread
Yeah.
buddies. Bread aficionados.
Yeah.
It's specifically sandwich bread.
Yeah.
I like how he's showing the prince what toast is.
Yeah. It's like, here, eat this regular slice of toast, and now eat this regular slice of bread, and now here's a piece of toast.
Yeah, he's like,
try this.
well, it's so funny because the prince is even saying, like, I prefer our like hard crunchy bread, and he's like, see, I knew you'd say that. See what happens when you toast it. It's like some weird John Mulaney like kind of sketch almost. It's wacky. It's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I still think the sister is involved somehow. Jean stands up Mauve, which might have some bad consequences. Might not.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate. Nino reveals himself sort of to John, who has noticed him because the other guy told him he is being followed.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm still being followed? I haven't been followed since X time. Oh, yeah, I guess I saw him and I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
Like when he saved him. Which I totally called. It's like, yeah, that was really obvious.
Yeah.
But so Nino says, yeah, I work for Akka. No, that's not why I'm actually following you. Which he's supposed to be following him for Grossular. But he's always on the phone with a guy who's not Grossular, who he seems to be working for, who's not Akka. So who could he be working for otherwise? Is he leading the coup? Is he not? Is Grossular like they said he might be? Because, like, it's like, yeah, you know, I think Grossular is doing it. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. And then he goes and meets Grossular. At the very end of the episode, it shows him. I think
that's
meeting him, like, out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, yeah, they could be doing coup stuff together right now.
Yeah.
Oh, who knows? Oh. The winter place sucked because that's pretty much my life right now.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
I liked the lead of it just complaining about like, yeah, we'll take our oil and stuff. We're gonna play good because we don't want to fall behind the other districts. Like, what do you think happens if one district falls behind the others? Does it remain autonomous? Like,
Mm.
it's like that's a really good point. They're really smart.
Yeah.
And so there's some foreshadowing. I think something bad's gonna happen on the train back because when they say he's going on the train, Nino like has to like say to the sister Lotta or whatever, like, "Oh, don't worry, it's so much safer now that Akka's taken over." She's
Yeah.
like, "That's foreshadowing," and Nino seemed upset or not happy as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, I like the fact that John knows he like that he's after him. And I do like that Nino's person's like, you can just be his friend if you want, and try to get information that way. But he knows, and he's like, if I ask you to just eat dinner with Lot every day, he also looks
Yeah.
back when he says that. So I think it's both for two reasons. First, he's like, I'll know you aren't still following me. Which at that
Hmm.
point, if he knows he's not following him, he can then be cross-healer. Or, well, there is that. That was one thing.
Hmm.
The other thing is, he probably noticed the cop and the other guy following Lot and wants someone around her to protect her
Yeah.
as well. So there's probably that as well. He probably doesn't want her getting pulled up into the coup, but she's probably leading the coup. So, um, this is the hill I'm dying on. It's probably a bad hill.
Who could say? We may never know.
I'm still sure it's her. Uh,
Hmm.
she seems the least likely of all the people we've been introduced to, besides John himself, and that's why I think it's her.
Yeah.
There's too many red herrings, but she's not been one yet. So I'm going with my gut and saying they've been careful not to draw attention to you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very. So, yeah. She also has so much time in the opening and ending, so she has to play a bigger role than they're making her out to right now.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see. We'll see.
I feel
Some.
like there's something else I'm forgetting besides all the old men who look like Graciela. And then they're like, oh, and that's the real Graciela. And they just pass by and he's walking down in a poncho. It's like, wait a sec,
Yeah.
that's a bit different from
Yeah.
how he normally looks.
Yeah. Well, I think you about got everything for this episode.
There was one line I
Oh,
really liked too, where
cool.
what's his name's like, oh, I thought you were going back yesterday. He's like, no, I like delayed today. Like, I don't want to like make my like the people feel like I'm suspecting them too much.
Hmm.
Like he knows about the coup that happened in his area, but he's like, so he purposely delayed so they have time to clean up before he gets back.
Yeah.
Kind of. It either implies that, or so like they're worried, like, oh, they're like if he knows, they'll either crush us harder or whatever and make worse decisions. So the regular people don't want him to know, or it's Akka themselves who don't want him to know. He's like, okay, I'm fine with that,
Hmm.
because that way it still preserves the like weird tradition. So it's like it's not really clear, but it's interesting. So it
Yeah.
was an interesting line that was very loaded and could mean many things. And I
Yeah.
like that there's just those one-off super political lines between characters.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I want to know more about the five chiefs. We've learned about three of them sort of so far. We still are missing the really big guy and the old
Oh yeah.
man. Which also, the fact that there's been a little focus on them, and they seem
Hmm.
to be focusing on one of the people's places each couple episodes, I have a
Hmm.
feeling they're probably going to be related to the coup. Maybe not helping it, maybe against it, but they're going to play big parts in it based off the fact that if we're going to get focus on them, it'll come near the end of the series. Because it hasn't come yet.
Hmm.
And it hasn't focused on them. They seem to
Yeah.
be like the neutral parties in all of this right now, which would be an easy place to be to pit people against each other to distract them from you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know at least some of the Chiefs do get, like, not entire episodes devoted to him, but do get a lot more time in the spotlight soon.
Yeah. I'm expecting a lot of Grossular next episode.
Hmm. Yeah, there definitely is. For some reason, next episode is one that I remember, like, super clearly with a lot of stuff that happens in it.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Must be a big episode then.
Some stuff happens.
Stuff always happens though. That's
Yeah.
how life works. Stuff just keeps happening and happening and happening, and then you're dead and it keeps happening. You
Yeah.
dying is just one of many stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that might be all my observations and stuff. Oh, I love the I love the soundtrack when Lot walks out of the store and like the two guys I left inside and start talking about bread. It's such this dinky little jazzy tune. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
good
it's very
track.
good.
That one really caught my ear this episode.
Yeah. This whole soundtrack is very good.
I want to see if anyone ever put out on vinyl. I doubt, but I want to check. See
Ooh,
if I can
yeah.
find it. Because sometimes they do. Like, I know Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond, the second season, has vinyl up right now online I can buy. And I kind of want to get it
Mm.
because the first season had really good soundtrack, but it's a lot of money and I don't have a lot of money right now. I need to
Oh.
save money. I'm like, damn it. I still
Mm.
haven't watched season 2 yet either, though, so. But it always tends to be limited runs, so it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting back into buying my soundtracks. I love collecting soundtracks.
Hmm.
I ordered the Iconoclast one. They had the pre-order up on limited run games with the physical copy of the game, which
Oh.
I'm buying digital instead because I literally woke up and the physical copies of the Switch version were sold out. So I was like,
Oh.
we'll have the deluxe version and the Switch version. And the amount of money, because it's American only, so shipping, yikes. For the
Oh,
regular
okay.
version is like twice as much as digital, so like, no, I'm saving my money, sorry.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna really regret in 5 years when they close down the service and all my stuff gets deleted from the cloud. I
Mm.
don't have any of my
Oh.
games left anymore. God, digital. Digital's
Oh, no.
bad.
Our dark digital future.
Yeah, the Wii shop officially closed, so you can't re-download anything.
Yeah.
We got a homebrew. She's really
Yeah.
sad. I think I have games I don't have download right now.
Oh.
Sucks.
R.I.P.
Yeah, and I still have to get on Wii U Fatal Frame 5 before they close that shop as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think they're porting it to Switch as much as I want them to.
Yeah, probably not.
And I want to get that game already, so I have to go find my Wii U and set it back up. I have to do that anyways for Shattered Memories, but... Yikes. Yeah, that's my tangent for this week.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's about all I've got this week, honestly. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything
yeah.
left.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have a kind of a shorter episode this week. Not even an hour.
Alright.
Yeah. So if you want to hear all the longer episodes, go to shenanimegans.moa and subscribe to our YouTube. And or you can watch live, twitch.tv/Sasam on Monday nights. And then you can follow us on Twitter at thatlastly and at SasamBots. Or you can hang out on Discord with us at shenanimegans.moa/Discord.
I would like to
Yeah.
like to announce we only dropped 89 frames today. First
Nice.
time under like 1,000 in 2 months, so yay.
All right. Never heard of that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that'll about do it for this week.
Yeah. See you all next week, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see ya.